In that case, Twitch is telling me a lie. Oh, no, it's not.
Okay, let's see what it looks like now
Great.
then.
That looks great. That looks almost as sharp as the pain I felt when I consumed this tea.
You experienced pain in 720.
Yeah, my pain was HD. High definition.
Wait, what is it? Oh. Okay. Why?
Is the
Oh, we're dropping frames. Do need to turn down the... Oh, no. I think my internet is just so varying that it just like, oh, now it doesn't work. Now it works perfectly.
Yeah, but like dropped frames don't really matter because we don't have quickly changing content.
Yeah. No, it shows in the kilobits per second upload. It sometimes goes red, but I think it's fine. I've set it to 700. Should work.
Yeah, as do I. Okay, so let's get to coding. We have influence, political engagement, which is just similar to this.
Yeah, sorry to talk about boring stuff.
This is also, on the far end of the boring spectrum.
What is
the
program?
Yeah. Trigger influence is what I think that's the time has come to code that. Don't you think so?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So let's add a method to the citizen class, which we already have that influence.
Mm-hmm. What we're working on is trigger influence.
Yeah.
And the thing we're gonna do is just randomize and just on
random though. Determine which citizens use their influence and call what's called influence.
I have an idea.
On them. Yeah.
So the trigger influence should be the function that just makes sure that at random positions, like random people, when I say positions, I mean nodes on the network.
Max, quit speaking. We have an emergency. This entire stream, Anthony and Colex and whoever is online, is just technical troubleshooting for some reason. The coding window that's on screen, is not synced with the actual code.
What?
It is not, because we probably were so inactive that it dropped the multiplayer session or whatever.
That's weird.
No, it did not drop. Yeah, it's just not in the multiplayer.
Oh, okay.
You fool.
No, it is. It is multiplayer.
Yes, but it is not in the multiplayer.
Well, it should be now.
Is it now? Let's look at the stream again.
No, it isn't. Huh. But I used the right link.
Yeah, this must be very interesting for you guys to watch.
Oh, it had the wrong link. There we go.
Admittedly, it's undoubtedly very fun to watch us bash each other's heads in with words.
There we go. Yep, it's live now.
Yeah, it's funny at least. Well, that's good to know.
So I'm thinking that the trigger influence is something that should be run. Let's say run every frame, like it's run, and it randomizes. It just picks random people to trigger influence.
I'd rather not we think in terms of frames. I'd rather think in terms of generations here.
Yeah, okay. Also, I'll call it generations then.
Codex has a question that you can answer better than I can.
Question mark? Yes. Deep question. No, what streaming program? I'm using OBS, Open Broadcaster software.
I don't doubt that they know what OBS stands for. OBS stands for an open software environment.
That would be OSE. Yeah, so what I'm suggesting is this function triggers goes through and randomizes, just triggers people. This is what the function is supposed to do in society, trigger people.
Oh, I just drank tea. And
is this plus sign supposed to be here? I don't think. Is it?
What plus sign?
You put a plus sign here.
I do not.
Self.government equals mp.zeros, and it was plus opinion size. Anyway, so that just makes sure that the influence happens. But
Actually, you put the plus there.
I just erased it.
Yeah, but you also put it there.
Okay, weird.
In the previous stream. You were the one who wrote that.
Oh, okay.
Yes, feel inferior, human.
It's we're just
continue with your suggestion.
Yes. So this just takes care of influence happening as a whole. But whenever it triggers influence on a random person, whenever the influence function, which is in the citizen, is run, there's a random chance of it triggering again on that individual. So there's a chance of it spreading. But we have to have it low enough so that it does fade out, because otherwise we'd have so many loops going on.
I would prefer that it's not random, but in fact the chance is determined by the political engagement.
Yeah, sure. That could
seems
be
reasonable.
Yeah.
So if someone decides to influence people on a specific opinion, and that person turns out to be very engaged on that opinion, that they will spread this influence.
But right now the update function lerps the entire opinion spectrum. So we would have to change it to specific opinion.
Well, let's change the code then. Let's be productive.
So I think we should go through here for citizen in self.citizens.
Citizens. Yes, we are from Eastern Europe. They're citizens.
Yeah, citizens. You can play some guitar, yeah. Right. Goes through them. I do need to import. Doesn't NumPy have a random function that 0 to 1? NumPy random 0 to 1. Uniform.
Morty.
Morty indeed.
You started off great writing the loop. That is indubitably, as one might say, a good start. The loop for citizen in self.citizens. That looks good.
Yeah. I'm just looking up the function here.
Okay.
Okay, so uniform size equal, no, actually, so this should just return a single number between 0 and 1. No, yes, no. The initial triggering of influence spreading, should just be random, because we just want there to be random of people influencing each other.
I don't know if it should be random, but it's a good placeholder.
Okay.
We can change it whenever we
Oh, whoops. I think I accidentally clicked like control. So it did control R and restarted. Reloaded. Intuitive, it's spelled like this. I think.
That is correct.
I just realized maybe I should change.
We are the most pedantic set of streamers. Previously, when someone asked me what I was drinking, I said tea. Well, obviously I'm drinking tea, right? But then I specified the percentages of the ingredients. That is pedantic. Someone says, I don't know how to write intuitive. Nobody cares, typically. But this account just responds, oh, it's written intuitive. Yes, we are intelligent. We know how to spell intuitive. Oh.
We have more than 2 brain cells.
Yeah.
Normal people have the right brain cell and the left brain cell. We have 3 brain cells.
Okay, so let's continue.
If R, then citizen dot trigger. No, ooh, could you rename it to that? Trigger.
That would be quite a good idea.
Really? Do you think we should call it that?
Funny. I don't think we should call it that.
Okay, influence. So it calls influence, and that's all. No, wait. No, not if R, because that's most of the time. If it's above 0.9, I'd say. No, 0.8? Nah, I'll just leave it at 0.8. So, I mean, that could be something that is stored in the society.
Yeah, like maybe their political engagement or whatever.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking it would be like called like influence chance or something.
We could also just take the average of the influence that they have, maybe, as the chance, because the more influential someone is, the more likely they are to actually influence people.
Okay, I'll do that. We'll do that here on the initialization.
That should be like a per citizen property, shouldn't it? Like, not every citizen is equal.
All right, yes, because the random function is only a placeholder. So, yeah, we'll leave it to that. So we run that. Boom, that's done. Now we go down to influence. And what we want to do... So the update function currently updates according to... Yeah, so right now we have so that the function is, if I update myself, that means I'm getting influenced by others.
Is that so?
That's what it does now.
Update set opinions equals left.
Because the weights you're using and the citizen you're using is the one of the connection.
Right, yeah.
Oh, no, it isn't. I misread, because it takes the citizens and runs it on that.
Yes. So maybe it should be called update opinions.
No. I just misread it, because it is updating citizen. So... An influence is named correctly because it's making others update to this one. So now we're also just gonna have temporarily random 0.8. Let's set that higher actually. And if it's above that, then you also trigger influence on that one. Right? Fair?
Fair. I would judge that as being fair.
Now...
and so I do.
Now let's see. This actually runs... What? No? Oh, we're not printing anything, so we don't actually know. Print society. Oh, that is print... Oh, do we not have a representation? I guess not. Okay, well. The tea tastes good, but it's not as warm.
What?
My tea tastes good, but it's not as warm.
You know, I think the real charm of this podcast is we have a lot of boring bullshit, right? But we get people through it because once in a while we talk about tea. I was just about to pour a cup of tea, but I'll save it until the boredom levels get to dangerously high level.
Mm-hmm. How you guys doing? Sholex? No auto, Anthony. Actually, who's here at the moment?
Those are the only ones.
Okay. I can't actually see in the list who's here. No way.
This guy knows how to keep an audience.
No, it says one viewer. Oh no, okay.
Okay, so while
They're all
you
here.
ramble, I'll do some more coding.
Yeah.
But do keep rambling then.
Well, now you put me on the spot.
Yeah, that's right.
Rambling is something that doesn't happen when you're on the spot.
I'm going to change the syntax slightly.
For this, it would be useful to have a second monitor up. I decided to not have one because my desktop can't fit it. At least not with the ocular sensors. But perhaps in the future when I've placed them elsewhere.
Your rambling is not very interesting.
No, it's not. It's not. Because rambling just happens.
Change it. Do people join here to hear about VR? Maybe. But we have no reason to believe that is the case.
Yeah, because I met them through the Disrupt server, which is a VR server.
Yeah, but
So-
no auto is present as well.
Yeah.
Does the no? Could you kind of scroll down the view on the
Yes,
stream
I'd do that.
so that people can actually see what I'm doing?
No, your work will be go on.
Yeah, I feel like the boredom levels are getting dangerously high, so
What?
I present to you the pouring of the tea. Listen to this. Oh yeah, that is tea. Fun fact about pouring tea.
On the tea.
People can actually... You may not have thought about this before, but it's possible to distinguish whether a liquid is hot or cold by pouring.
You lagged a bit there at the end.
Depressing. You could repeat what I said if you want to.
Yeah. Now you could determine the temperature. Well, not exact temperature, but if it's warm or cold by listening to water being poured. The reason is because there is a sound difference, and even if you haven't consciously done it, you have learnt it just by listening to creating the association by pouring up warm water and having cold water being poured. And yeah. That's cool. Brains are cool. In that sense, intelligence, to simplify it, is cool. So what are you doing? Calculate influence in chance. Realistically, it would correlate with engagement and influence.
Is there any way to take the average of a NumPy array quickly?
The average of a NumPy array?
Yes.
I think, yeah, I think, hold on. I'll just look it up, but I think it's just average. Mean, that's what it's called.
Uh-huh.
No, average. Okay, I'll just see which is the correct one.
We shouldn't take the mean, we should take the average.
The average, you just do dot average and then parentheses.
Right.
No. Huh?
Hold on.
No, you need to do np dot average, then insert
In
the array.
class citizen at init, we don't actually initialize the weights array, which is foolish.
What weight array?
The weights of like the influencing.
Yeah, we do.
No, we don't. We only have opinions and political engagement in citizen.
Yeah, but the weights are stored in the connection.
And do we store connections?
Yeah, the connections is a tuple of the
see.
citizen and the weight.
Yes.
So
okay.
it's stored in that.
So self-weight is generated.
Mm-hmm.
So self-weights is stored. Oh no, it's called self-connections. Right?
Yeah, and it has its tuples of citizen,
okay,
reference, and okay. What else were we doing? Average, right? So you need to do np.average, and then you give it the array. I'd think that you could then just have the array and do dot average, but I don't know. You could try it. Sounds like it would make sense. So it computes the average weighted, computes the weighted average along the specified axis. We only have one axis, so we don't need to care about that. So wait, why are you doing this then?
Because I'm average. Because it's not a NumPy array. It's a dictionary.
Also, you cannot do some of this because they are tuples.
Are they tuples? No, it's a dictionary, isn't it?
No, they're tuples.
It's an array of tuples?
Yeah.
Okay, well, in that case, I'll just go...
No, you could do it that way. Do sum, then go through, do x1 for x in the connections.
Seems accurate.
Oh no, actually I need... Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then we need to make sure that the chance never exceeds 1. So this needs to be scaled by something. Right? So it sticks to being between 0 and 1.
Wait, average what? Average weight? Well,
Wait,
no, the average...
The influencing factor is that's always between 0 and 1, correct?
Yeah, because it's just it's the threshold
it's
when
between -1 and it's between -1 and 1. So then we need to add 1 and divide it by 2.
You could just map it.
Map isn't a function. No.
Oh, you're right.
The map function in Python is used to apply a function to an array.
Yeah.
You keep confusing things.
Yes.
As do I.
Yes.
So, we both are mentally handicapped, it seems.
It just feels like the map.
I want to drink this tea, but I'm afraid to.
Why? That
you're waiting
to waste tea?
Due to the traumatizing experience I had earlier. Okay, so this is a good, this seems like a good measure for the influence chance. So, if R is greater than citizen influence.
Oh, there you're right.
Chance, but it should be smaller than, not larger than. Like this. That seems like a better proxy for influence. I'm getting lots of messages on.
Well, no. It shouldn't be less than.
Yes.
Oh no, I understand. Yeah, I understand.
Yes. Thinking is
because I was thinking because the number I put was like a threshold, but yeah, the chance would be if it's lower. If you have an 80% chance, it would have to be less than 0.8.
We know.
Actually, why even store this in a variable? You could just do that. I'll change that here as well. Should it be the same here then? Pixie?
Yes.
Should it be down here as well when the chance of it triggering influencing others? No. Actually, no. Citizen influence.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if they're all very high, then there would be. Thing is, this way.
Actually, Max, I just thought of something.
Because this could overwhelm the computer.
I don't want to forget what I'm about to say.
Okay.
We could do the influencing in a recurrent fashion. If we moved this right here, for citizen in self.citizens, right? If this, if line 28 were to be included in citizen.influence, then we could make it recurrent.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's already recurrent. It's just that this is outside because we already have a loop here.
So, no, it's not recurrent.
No, yeah, it is because it does.
Yeah, it's not recurrent, but it looks uglier. It's not the best way to apply recurrence. That's
no.
Like this.
So if it is on the chance of it doing influence. Yes, but do you not see the thing of this? Oh, I see what you're doing. As you're doing it on all of them, just to make sure. Okay, But the thing is, I think this will be quite overwhelming.
Do you?
Well, I'll draw it.
Most is barely.
Oh, you're lagging. So
Most citizens will have barely any influence over anyone else.
yeah, but could you just have a look at the drawing?
Could you look what?
The drawing.
The drawing.
Could you hide
Yeah.
yours temporarily?
I shall.
Okay, so
And it's gone. It has vanished.
poof.
I vanquished my own drawing.
So I'll use
I have slain this dragon of annoyance.
this lovely color.
Whilst you draw, I'll keep practicing my sad classical music, just
Okay.
so that people can realize just how
So,
sad your drawings
if you
really are.
start the program and you have lots of citizen, and you're going through them, and it goes to the first one, it's gonna run the first one to influence everyone else.
Mhm.
Then it's gonna run the first one in its connection, which is just gonna be the first one in the list. Let me actually check, because have we actually generate connections? Yeah, we forgot to do.
Illustrate what you are saying.
We forgot to say if citizen is not self.
Like, for viewer engagement, there is this thing called like visual stimulus. People have trouble looking at something if nothing is happening.
I am drawing.
Well, all I'm seeing are like, what, 11 dots? No, you're reducing the amount of dots. No, I'm
What?
missing them already.
It's making them bigger. So if it goes through the loop and it triggers the first one to trigger on everyone, then it on the first one that this has as connection, which is gonna be the second object in the list, then this has a chance of being triggered. And let's say they're all being easily triggered, then this one is then going to do the triggering and do deeply then to the third. So they're still gonna kind of happen linearly, but then as it goes finally stops, then it's gonna like it. I'm thinking it's like if you have a grid of things and you want if you have a game of life, for example, instead of updating all at the same time based on the previous frame, you instead start from the top left, and then this one is going to have more effect because it's going to affect all others first. Then this one is going to do it.
What does this one mean?
The one I'm drawing on.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing it. Yeah, it's lagging a little bit.
Okay. So it's still going to be quite linearly, like going through each item by having, like, that couldn't at least be avoided if you have the chance be lower, so that it stops that linear path. Or we could keep track of the previous frame and not have it as entities, but have it as a grid.
Well, we should just influence, like, we should just initialize the influence of all of the people to be very low values, and that would solve all of the problems.
I feel like it's kind of avoiding it.
Well, that can be the same as solving it.
I guess if it's not a problem anymore.
Like, you know, imagine in a certain day, you wake up and you have your chance that you'll spontaneously go out and talk to people about stuff.
Oh, I have an idea on how
but then someone will come across you and they will talk to you about stuff. And that is going to increase the chance.
Yes.
And the way we model the increasing of the chance over time is just by having and the initial and the recurrence.
But the linearity is that it would prioritize creating influence through a certain individual that is higher up in the list first. So I suggest when we iterate through it, we randomize the order of the list.
That
What do you say?
good idea. That's a good idea.
Okay.
Also,
Python.
we should make sure that there's no retro influencing. So, like, when a big influencer is going to influence all of the people, but not the one that just influenced them, because that would, you know,
No, I think that should still be possible.
really.
Yeah.
So that would imply that, for example, I go on stage and I say, I want handmade toothbrushes from the government, and people say yes, right? And then that yes is going to invite me to do the same thing again. I want more toothbrushes from the government, and they're going to say yes, more handmade. It does not seem like a realistic situation. You do your influencing and you expect a response that you compensate for. More toothbrushes, yes.
The way you say it.
Yeah, I was trying to imitate like I don't know, pre-World War II rallies, but just with more stupid people.
No, you know what? Arguing for more toothbrushes is probably more sensible than war. But maybe that's not what they were arguing for. Anyway, so right, you would use random shuffle. Right, how do we do the thing that you just explained? That there's a lower chance of influencing the person back, which you've just been influenced by.
We could
pass on the trigger, like the individual who's triggering.
that we could do, or we could just leave it for now and only work on that later. Just put a comment here. Make sure to prevent retro triggering. Retro triggering sounds like the most tumblery term on the planet. Make sure to prevent retro triggering and microaggression. Comments are great.
Is there anyone still here?
Except the YouTube comments.
Are you there, Cholex? Cholex.
No, they have vanished.
Oh no. Yeah, they are here.
No, they actually are.
Hey, why does it say 0 viewers then?
It doesn't say 0 views for me.
It says it here for me. That's bad.
You shouldn't really care. Just move on. We can do this.
Yeah. How does this function work? Random not shuffle. You give it the list. And
Like, this is kind of weird. I've been having fun this stream, and I feel like we've been talking about stuff and thinking about stuff. But if we look at the code, we've made pretty much 0 progress.
yeah.
And if I were on my own, like in bed, just with my laptop on my lap, you know, coding away, I would code this in 10 minutes. So we are very inefficient together, but that's okay because we do have fun.
It's only been 10 minutes.
That's very inaccurate.
You're delusional.
It's been an hour.
Time is an illusion.
I think you just don't know how
Respect my rights! Okay, I need to import.
You have no right to be offended. All right, okay. You know, let's talk about this. All right, you have no right to be offended. To not be offended. All right, my right to free speech is more important, etc. I don't know. I think I was imitating Ben Shapiro, which you should have been good at, since I also have
fascism in your blood.
Yes, since I have fascist, Nazi tensions in my blood.
Wait, where do we want to put this random? Wait, I forgot what shuffling. Yeah, it's wait. Update of itself, influence triggering. I'm getting like tired, dizzy. Why is that?
What did you say?
I'm getting tired, dizzy. That's weird. No, actually, not tired, dizzy. Just dizzy. Right. So I need to put the random function. I want to connections. It's when it's triggered next. So it is in this one. So we do want to say connections equals and then that function. Oh no. And 1, Wait, that's not how you use the function. X is any sequence you want to shuffle. The optional argument random is a zero argument function returning a random float number between 0. Not specified by default, this is the function random. Ah, I see. If you want to have a different function to determine like whether some.
I feel like it's time for pouring more tea, but I don't know if I have any more tea.
Make some more tea.
Oh yes, it's barely anything.
Okay, there we go. Should we already try to focus on a way to visualize the values? So we can't look at each citizen, but to have a sort of visualization of the society of certain like averages and such.
We could make a graphical thing where each pixel maybe represents a citizen.
Is it possible to use take inter on REPL?
No.
No. So how do we do it then? We just have to write numbers. We can't use a graph.
Yeah, I mean, we could make a text-based interface. We could call all retro. We are talking about retro triggering, so you know, retro interfaces seem like the next step.
We could use a library perhaps, but no, then we'd have to look one up, unless you know one. I want to open my window again. Go back.
See, this is the same thing. We started off, I was all alone, on my own, in this dangerous dark world. And then what happens? Oh, the closing and opening of the window. I fall apart. My soul shatters. Friendship torn to pieces. And what does this individual do? The same thing all over again. No, but this time I'm opening the window. Okay, it doesn't matter to me. Quit wasting my time. To express my sadness at this happening, I shall play the saddest chord, E minor. I'm so sad. Thank you for your sympathy, Naruto. It's much appreciated. What the freaking freak, man? Do not do it. This is like before this was boring and such.
I don't know.
A lot of new interaction, but it was somewhat intellectual. Then you came. All of the intellectual.
You didn't. You were not having an intellectual conversation with them.
I was talking about.
You were talking about how I left you to open my window.
Also intelligence.
Hashtag intellectual.
Sad.
Hey, I can do that as well. Let me get my uke.
Alex, I don't know what happened.
I can't be bothered. That's too much to read.
It might have been the result of Max's terrible internet.
Perhaps you had a stroke.
Perhaps your face had a stroke. Okay, let's let's move on. Let's do some more coding. Okay.
Actually, because my illustration on Aggie isn't very like insightful.
Yeah, it looks like a handicapped cephalopod. 2 extra arms.
Could you
addicted to
unhide
chess.
yours again so that that's the.
I could. Visuals.
Cool. Okay. Should we should like plan and choose something to focus on. Should we do visual representation already, or should we? Because do we even need the visual representation right now to debug?
We don't.
No.
We can just look at the numbers.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. By, like,
okay, so this is going to be the moment of truth, people. What we are going to be doing is going to figure out a way to run this, because we've coded stuff, but I don't actually know how we initialize anything. So we are going to figure that out. Then we are going to be running it.
What do you mean how to?
And
you do know how to initialize it.
Okay, well, great. Then let's just run it and see if we get an infinite loop and an error.
No, we don't. It works.
Does it? No infinite loops.
Oof.
Traceback, most recent call last. Oh yeah, it works. Unbound file
Citizen.
error.
No, it's a citizen reference before assignment for me. So let's see. Line 53.
Yes, line.
Here, citizen. Oh, it should be self. What?
Yes.
No,
Yes,
wait.
it should
Why?
be self.
Oh, because you just copied that over. Yeah.
Yeah, I just copied it out.
You reckless
Such a fool.
programmer.
I'm a reckless human.
Citizen has no attribute influence. Yeah, because you're not initializing it. You're silly.
No, because we need to update it. We must not forget to update stuff. So.
Oh wait.
We are initiating. Like,
but they should still. They should still have start values. Oh right, yes, we can in the society one. We could go through all and then do update.
We should update them like we should have this thing called update on society as well. So like that next generation self.
But that's not it. That's not what update does. I mean, if you have so that there's a chance of continuing it to trigger influence, then we don't actually have it divided up into generations.
Yeah, we don't have to, but we may want to.
No, we don't. Not that we don't have to. I'm saying we don't have generations. To have generations, you'd have to have a beginning and an end. And we don't have that because we have...
check this out, Max. How about line 30? I think that's a good alternative.
No, you don't need to run update for everyone before
yes,
influence.
You do, because the influence is going to be changing. And you do need to run it every time an influence...
No, if you go down to influence, the point of that is to trigger others to be updated.
Yes, but someone's chance of influencing can change over time.
Let's see.
Because it's the average of its own influence, and its influence may diminish or increase.
Oh, no, sorry. I didn't realize that update only updates the influence chance.
Ah, right.
When did we move that? Or did we... Is that the only thing we've ever had that? Then yeah, we'll do it that way. I'll remove it here. Let's see what happens. No attribute influence chance. But we're running the update. So it should. They should have.
No, the update is being... Okay, so let's look at the traceback calls. Wait a second. This is terrible. The viewers can't see the error on screen.
Yeah, of course not.
Yeah, well, they should be able to, because we are talking about this traceback and such.
Well, how do you purport I do it? I can run it. Perhaps the error will show up. Does it?
Go ahead.
It
ought to.
It doesn't run. Like it says it's run. It runs, but it's an empty console.
So this is the infinite loop thing I was afraid of, I suppose.
Well, I'm not getting an infinite loop on my end. I'm getting that the influence chance is not.
Yeah. So why would the thing in the stream react differently?
I don't know. So let's figure out why it isn't initialized. It says it doesn't have an attribute influence chance. I mean, to avoid that, we could just, when a citizen is created, initialize it with 0.
Yeah, or because
-1. -1, because then it's a 0% chance that it will happen. Because it can never be below.
No, that's supposed to be 0.
What?
0.
Why?
0. Because the influence chance is from 0 to 1.
Right. Okay. Yeah, but I didn't -1 to make sure, but perhaps 0 works as well. Run. It runs and stops, so it does work fine now.
Well, no, because obviously it's still not using the right influence chance.
Oh, you've renamed it to trigger influence. I'm running a function called influence. Or did I rename it? I don't know.
I think you did, yeah.
There sits and has no trigger influence. Oh no, because I'm triggering it on one influence. No. I wanna trigger it on everyone.
No. Beat connect. That's an old meme, isn't it?
The truth value of an array with more than one element is ambiguous. Use a.any. Which one is an array? Is np.random.uniform an array? I just want one value though. I'll just use random.random.
I think I know the problem. I know the problem. Or at least I know part of the problem.
How do I do replace on REPL?
No, it's not. A replace on REPL? I think it's just Control H, as on literally every text editor on the planet.
Okay.
Also, no, I thought I knew the issue, but now I don't, because we are lagging behind. So what I thought might have been the problem is the fact that we decided to make the influence an array, but here I'm just averaging. But the thing is,
wait, where's it made an array? No,
it hasn't. That's the thing. It's just a number.
Yeah. So if it is a number, why is it saying that it has multiple values?
Well, on what line is this? Once again, like the viewer should be able to see the error. Try it again.
Okay. No, it's not running anything on the stream. I'll just leave it there. See if it does. So the thing I've selected is the thing that returns an error. The truth value of an array with more than one element is ambiguous. Now I'll print both of them. Actually, I'll print self.influence chance and see if that is an array. It is! Why is that an array?
Oh, we are seeing numbers. That's cool.
Yeah, that's just the influence chance being printed.
Oh, so it's an array.
Yeah, it is an array, but why is it an array? It goes through all the weights and then should sum them and then divide them by the length. But that's not what's happening. It's like the sum isn't working.
Well, the thing that I like. So if we look at connections, sample connections is equal to a tuple. Citizen np.random.rand size times 2 minus 1.
Oh, right. We need to sum this as well.
Yeah.
Oopsies. How about now then?
And then we also need to divide it by.
Yeah.
Module numpy has an attribute random pin. Lovely this programming is, right? Yeah, this is what we enjoy.
This is the initialization, I think. Where is it? Generate connections here. Because I wanted this. Yeah, this is just some error in some things moved around the word pin in the word opinion for some reason.
Why are we so stupid?
But we didn't move it there. It's like connection issues or something on REPL's.
Very nice.
Oh my god! Tuple object does not support assignment 274.
So not only does this stream have a good theme going with the whole T, but also another theme that we have, something that kind of accidentally slipped its way into our stream, is connection issues. So you know what we should do? We should update the graphics. So instead of, this nice clean vapor coming out of the teapot, it should look like white noise, just static, or it should glitch every now and then.
You do know that's gonna... Static is gonna take more data for me to upload. Because there's more information in it. It's still more difficult to
Okay,
compress.
we could make it glitch once in a while.
Yes. Because that's how it tests the limit of how much my internet can send, by sending random, like, actually I don't think it's random. I think it's noise that is purposefully made to be as much data as possible. And yeah, that so that would just be bad. So why can I not do this? Do I actually need to put it in parentheses to make sure?
Maybe you do, maybe you do not. I honestly have no idea what you're asking about.
No, it's not.
It's easier to make a GIF only on the smoke of the cup.
Huh?
Yeah, let's think about this sentence.
Only on the smoke of the cup.
Less.
No. No. It would still send. It would still send data about how it looks. The way we're doing it now, like, it wouldn't change anything of how much data it would need to stream it. What we're doing is we have a p5.js file, which is a JavaScript thing, and we've programmed each.
Let me correct you. We are not doing this using p5.js. We are just manipulating CSS.
Oh, right, we're doing JavaScript, just basic.
Yeah, so we made a JavaScript SVG animation, and that's what you're seeing, and that's why it doesn't loop. It's just random all the way through.
Yeah, we're using noise here. Noise is a common theme.
Noise is a common theme. My guitar basically just sounds like noise.
And your guitar playing
looks like noise.
Calming. So where do we need this? Right. So wait, if I leave it like that. That doesn't return an error. Okay, so tuple assignment 5-7 5-7 57.
You know what? I'm gonna play something else.
It does not support item assignment. Wait, is that a not? I thought no wait. Python shuffle list. I thought doesn't it return a list? Or does it actually shuffle a current object? Oh, that's why.
That in IRL you can't see them, but it is great. Yes, thank you. Thank you for this.
It looks great with the moon, floor, and stars. That in IRL you can't see them. But... do you mean that in IRL you couldn't? I'm confused. That you can't see what the
stars.
The stars.
I think.
Okay. Like on the moon or on Earth.
Like if you look at photos on the moon, you'll see in the background that there are no stars visible for some reason.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons that people say
the
moon landing was fake.
Mm-hmm. I just made the connection there. That's
okay,
weird.
So
does it require our atmosphere to properly make it visible for us?
This coding is fun, but this moon landing thing just reminded me that we started this off more as a philosophical thing. So I'd like our next stream, whether or not we manage to, kind of finish this now, to be more about the conversing, about maybe things like the moon landing, conspiracies, whatnot. And then we can move on to the coding again next stream, because
okay.
The amount of light that the moon absorbs, the moon from the sun. Ah, right, so it's light pollution. That is an explanation that I had not heard before.
Wait, what? No. Yeah, but the light should still come directly to your eyes or the camera as well. Like
imagine that you have a camera sensor, and the sun is shining, it reflects a lot of light. The stray light from the stars is just going to get washed away. It's like underexposing, because you need to expose less to be able to see on the moon. Otherwise, your shot would be overexposed.
So you could see the stars from the moon if you were to have like a cone around the camera to make sure that the reflections from the ground doesn't interfere.
Reasonable, yeah.
Ah, right. So that you can actually turn the exposure up without being blinded.
Yippity yip.
Or without becoming blind.
On the topic of design, I'm also working on an animation now for like an intro for the YouTube uploads of these streams.
Ooh. Oh, that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is going to be a teapot rising up, and then I don't know what else is going to happen, but it's going to look cool.
Explosions.
And Max is going to approve it once I'm finished. There is no choice in that matter. You can make a photo in the moon with the stars in it, but you won't see the moon floor in the picture. Yeah.
Wait,
I
make
imagine
a photo on the moon with the stars in it. You won't see the moon. Oh, you mean that, like, yeah, if you were to take a photo whilst on the moon of the stars, you could not include the floor because, is that what you mean? Like, you won't see it because you can't see it. You can't have it in the picture. I don't know how to go about this shuffling
This
function.
explanation sounds perfectly reasonable, and I know for sure that it's going to make all of the moon landing deniers very sad. Oh yes, E minor, the sad chord. All of the sad, dramatic
I like
Spanish
B minor.
songs. D minor is not as
No,
sad.
B.
Oh, B minor.
Can you do B minor?
It's a little more difficult, but I think I can, yeah. B minor or B flat minor?
Yeah, do B flat minor.
Oh, that is pretty sad. But it's like, it's not the typical sad chord. If you imagine a sad song, it always starts with E minor, not with B flat minor. Music theory, why not?
I'm gonna get my ukulele. Could you sort out the shuffle function? Because it's not doing it because there's tuples.
Are you going to leave me again? You know the tirade.
Be back in a few seconds.
Last time. This immoral freak, pretending to be my friend, just leaves me hanging out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, technically I'm home. So, to distract my mind from the great horrors that I am experiencing now, I'll ask you guys, since it's relevant. Oh my god, no! No!
Hey!
No.
I think this is a... Wait, it's a B flat.
Okay, that's nice. Now that we have a happy atmosphere going with the ukulele, since it's a happy instrument, let's ask everyone, what is the best kind of tea?
Is this not tuned?
It doesn't sound perfect, but my guitar is also not like exactly in tune. It's okay. Rooibos is pretty darn good tea. And the nice thing about rooibos is that it tastes good even if it's cold. I don't know what vanilla tea is. Oh, it's vanilla. Duh. Oh my god, I'm a fool.
There we go.
I was like, I don't know what vanilla is. And then...
No, it's vaniphilia. It's you really like vanity.
Vaniphilia, yeah. Generally, my brain works pretty well, but sometimes it just falls apart, and that's your fault. You leave me, you emotionally drain me, etc. Okay, enough with the blame.
The window is down. The cold
what are you doing? Stop singing. Don't do this.
People are dancing.
That's not just advice. That's
to the music vibe.
It's vital to the survival of our species.
Oh, is it?
Not sing right now. Yes, it is.
I forgot. Is this? Yeah, that's a D. It's a D
Okay.
minor.
So let's get back to whatever we were doing.
I forgot what the D. How to do a D minor. That's not important right now.
Okay.
So error with shuffling. Because the thing is, the way I want to do it shouldn't actually be an issue. But it is. Weirdly.
Well, sample connections is just a standard. Is it a standard Python?
Oh no, I did turn it into a tuple. Okay, I turned it into a tuple because.
So let's just not make it a tuple. Let's make it an array then. Easy fix.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, let's try it again.
I didn't realize that.
Run. None type object is not iterable. You know, well, we are just churning through these issues.
No? Wait, why does this return none? Oh, is this a function that actually changes the order? So perhaps it needs to be just like this. Let's actually test it here. X equals 1, 2, 3. rnd.shuffle. Or would you?
It's working. It's working. Oh my god, it's working. Ooh, oh, it's not working.
What happened? Wait, is it big?
It was working.
Was it
not?
Was it just that there was too much looping? Yeah, cannot recover from Stack Overflow.
Did you try to show on screen what happened?
I don't think.
How? Oh my god, we can't do the coding thing if people can't see what.
But I don't know how. I'll try to run it this time, and I mean I've done it the previous time. Let's run it again, okay? Run. Please do things.
Maybe reload. Maybe reload the.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do that. So add a letter so that it's wrong, and then I'll remove the letter so that it's correct. Then I do interact. Bada bing. Bada. Boom, and then run. Please work. Or maybe I change. Maybe
I hope that this will demonstrate why I was like, yes, it's working, and then not, because it looks quite funny.
Yeah, it's not showing up on stream. I don't know. I don't understand. Why? It's just supposed to be a browser window. I don't understand why it doesn't run it.
Once again, with the technical issues.
Is it because it's a guest?
Maybe it is.
But why would... Because you can go into a website without being logged in, right? On REPL? And run it? Or can't you? Can you?
Maybe you could log in. Maybe you could log in. Try to see if that helps.
I'll just hide the window temporarily.
Temporarily? Oh yeah. It is vital that they experience the emotional rollercoaster that I just went through.
Why is it not interacting now? Wait, I can't interact with it if it's hidden.
Oh, by the way, Codex,
so
since you seem to be the most active viewer right now, we were thinking of making random objects float through the sky every now and again on this background, such as I don't know, fitting many broken OBS logos, teapots, tea bags,
broken OBS logos. And we make it look like a planet.
Love it.
Like a broken Death Star, but it's OBS.
That is a fantastic idea. Colex, would you be interested to see the process of designing the elements to go in the background in the next stream, and implementing them in the animation, or is that not? Of course, put a crab in the background.
I'd like to do the images.
Yeah, but we could do that on stream, so people could input and say,
I thought you were asking them if they would like to do it.
No, I was asking them if they would like to see it.
I misheard that.
On the stream. Put a crab in the background.
Crab.
The crab of creation. Me man shall be proud.
Actually, it's called crabation.
Uh-huh.
So, it's not running even though I'm logged in. So... Meow! That's how absurd my reaction to this is.
If we have some viewers, they could tell us artistic directions and we could implement it. Seems like a fun thing for next stream. We have something to do. That's good.
Yeah. Do that, then I'll do this again.
It's getting kind of late. I have some responsibilities to get to.
Wait, it's not in a multiplayer session. Is it stopped? No, it doesn't. Oh, no, it has! Wait, why is my web browser address the thing without the live, but it shows that multiplayer is running?
I don't know.
I will just start. Oh, you
is infinite, but not infinite enough.
Do you want to end the stream?
No, I want I want the people to see what we have now, and then wrap up.
Okay.
I want to wrap up. Yo, we gotta quit now, mate, etc.
Okay.
That was cringy. That was very cringy. Wrapping up, yeah. Looking at the ceiling while wrapping.
You know, it's quite far from Christmas. Hey, that's cringe.
Is it working? Come on, please.
No, I started the session, but it's still on the streams as that this
Wait a
one
second.
isn't.
Can you press run now?
I'm going to the live session.
No, don't join the live session. Just log in and be the host of a non-live session.
Oh, woo! I didn't mean to move the entire web animation.
And then run it. Do a run of it. Make it running. Do
the run. Do the runsies. Okay, I'll try. Let's make sure the error is still there.
This is painful.
Yeah, it is. Okay, cool.
My soul. You tore it apart, and now the stream is tearing it apart as well.
It's working! It's showing up!
Right? Well, then show it to the people.
I will, but I wanna. How do I clear the console?
By reloading the page.
Oh no, I can just click the thing that looks like a thing.
And just a couple of minutes ago, I was like, yes, it's working. And then suddenly, no, it's not working.
And now I'm gonna run it, and you'll see.
You'll see why.
So those numbers, what? No errors?
What? No.
But I just ran it, and there were errors.
Oh, no, why is it working? It shouldn't be working.
Complaining about it. Oh, no, now it didn't work. Good. It was like it was working because it printed the numbers, but then suddenly cannot recover.
So this is what happened.
Stack
the numbers
Overflow.
Were printing. I was like, yes, we've achieved something, and then everything fell apart.
So I think next time, not next stream, because you wanted to.
Colex is confused. Wait a second. Let's clear up Colex's confusion first.
What are you confused about, Sir Cholex?
It is good about. Okay, Colex.
It's bad.
The error is bad. Yes. The error...
So Stack Overflow means that it can mean that when you're iterating through something that you've gone too many layers deep, or Stack Overflow could just be you've stored something, like you've used up the memory in some way. In this case, it's because we've done too much recursion. So I think the way we should do it is rethink it, like rewrite it so that we do update it like a game of life.
Okay.
So
sounds like a good idea.
So all updates simultaneously, well, technically not, but simultaneously based on the previous frame of the society.
Okay.
Yes.
I think we should wrap things up now.
Okay, cool.
Pass me a beat.
Okay.
Yo, let's put some words in the stream. They're gonna make us go on YouTube. Challenge. Girlfriend. Memes. Fire. Logan Paul. Okay, I think that's good enough. Thank you very much for sticking around. I hope you didn't feel like we wasted your time. And hopefully see you next week.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.